the old world's heart stands the Empire. Karl Franz must prove worthy of the Warhammer.
Hello and welcome to a brand new Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at Volkmar the Grim. Now he is the head of the cult of Sigmar. He's the highest religious leader in the whole of the Empire. And he's a bit of a crazy motherfoe, and he's like desperate to destroy chaos more than any other person. His life is fully focused on the destruction of chaos. Think of him, if he was Donald Trump, chaos would be Mexico, okay? That's how bad it is. Right, so here is Volkmar the Grim and the Altar of Sigmar, which is that amazing carriage, which is a beautiful model. Absolutely superb. He's got a couple of priesties on the back just to hang out, have some fun, eat sandwiches and stuff. So let's talk about Volkmar the Grim. Brand new legendary hero. So he's got a thing called Battle Prez, which we'll go through shortly. He's very armoured. He causes terror and he is unbreakable. It's going to be a bit of a beastie. So he's got 5,200 hit points, 100 armour, which is great. Leadership of 80, speed of 50. His melee attack is only 30. But it's flaming attacks, magical attacks. That's really good against like ethereal units, anything with regeneration, that sort of thing. Really helpful. Melee defense of 18, a weapon strength of 245. 80 of that is armor piercing damage, and a sort of somewhat decent charge bonus of 50. He can fight a little bit, but he's not your main fighter, really, I'd say. So let's talk about what you do use him for. So missile resistance 15%, we all know about that by now. Magic resistance 25%, that's really good. That's a high amount of magical resistance. He causes fear and terror, which we should all know about him now. He's got the leadership bonus because he's a leader dude. He's unbreakable, he's not running away. So these are the things that make him what he is. He's got these things called battle prayers that are basically auras and stuff around himself that give bonuses to troops around him. So let's go through them. So they're constant, they affect himself and then allies within 30 meters. So this one, the first one, Benediction, plus 8 leadership. Great start, lovely boost to leadership. Empire is like on the average scale of leadership, so this is a nice little boost. So then we've got Divine Power. It's a constant again, and it's a 60 meter radius, and it's plus 20% miscast chance. So that's quite handy. A lot of people will use their wizards and necros sort of further back anyway and keep them a bit more safe. But if he is close, he's going to miscast a lot more. Next up, we've got Faith's Bastion, which is a ward save on himself, which gives him a plus 22% damage resistance. That is a huge amount of damage resistance. He's already got 5,000 hit points. Makes him a bit more tanky. Next up, we've got the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, which is an augment. Lasts for 36 seconds. And it's cast on himself, but it affects allies in... This is quite nice, because it affects allies in the area at 45 meters. But it's one of the... You don't have to worry about, oh shit, where am I going to cast all these spells? It just happens. Just click it, it goes. And it's a plus 34 melee attack, which is quite tasty. And it lasts for 36 seconds, remember. So, and it's got a 90-second recharge time. So over the third of the battle, you can have this going. So really, really useful. Then we've got the Grand Shield of Faith, which is a ward stave, 21 seconds, not quite as long, but allies within 60 meters, and it gives them that same plus 22% damage resistance. But that's still ridiculous. And then finally, we've got Grand Soulfire, which is a bombardment. I love the way it says, cannot use if climbing. I don't think we're going to be doing any climbing in this thing, this monstrosity that we're riding in. So the effective range is 20 meters. It's got a large strike area, causes magical damage against sort of like large units and stuff. It doesn't have much armor piercing to it. It's just a little thing, extra bonus. But the real reason you use them is obviously for those augments. Obviously, I'm sending him in alone because reasons. So not the ideal use for him. What are we going up against? I can't remember what I picked. Okay, so we've got 2 units of zombies and Master Necromancer. That's nice. This guy's pretty simple to use him. You can see his aura here just sitting around, floating around. Everybody in there. So as you can see, it's a large area. So the way to use him is he can fight, but you don't really want to get him stuck with a bunch of troops. Let's speed this up a bit. It's not the old quickest wagon in the world. the way you want to use this is just literally simple as you have it just behind your main line. You have your units of swordsmen or great swords or spearmen, however you want to set up your main battle line, and you just having sitting front and centre, well not front, back and centre, just behind your lines, and just basically buffing all those troops. The damage reduction alone is fantastic. Should we try bombardment? Oh shit, I forgot it was on itself. But that is a good example of how stupid I am. But apart from that, it's a good example of if he does get surrounded, that's one of those spells that you can use just to sort of help out. Here we go with an uphill charge. Not ideal, people. Not ideal. Let's just whack it all on, shall we? Look at the amazing charge. Go, 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 go. And splat. Oh, it's a good depth to the charge. We've got through a few ranks. So, this is when you'd use the... I totally forgot it's not targetable. It's just on yourself. And it's anybody within 20 meters. But at least we learned together. This is when you should use it because... like any big special character, even if they're really good at fighting, you don't want them to get surrounded by even the weakest troops, because eventually their morale is just going to drop. They're just going to... we're going to have enough time to cast it again, thankfully. So this is a really good, like, get out of jail free spell. Let's see how much damage it does. We've done a fair amount of damage already to that one unit that we charged. Okay, decent. Little pepperage. Bit of pepperage on all the 3 units there. He's like, what is going on? Is he just sitting there just watching? Yeah, pretty much. So their Necros come in for a fight because, you know, that makes sense. He's just sort of cheering them on. What about the dude at the back? Are you fighting? Are you going to swing your hammer at that, you know, zombies? Are you just watching? Come on, mate. Swing your fucking hammer. No. No. So, pretty simple. You know, it's one of the simplest guides that I've had to do is basically keep casting all your buff spells. The best thing is they don't cost any power, so you can still have a wizard casting his spells. These are just every 90 seconds, whack them on if you're still in the fight, and just buff your army massively. 22% less damage, plus 34 melee attack, plus leadership. Just ridiculous unit. Really, really good unit. This fight could go on a while. Right, leave me to finish this exciting fight. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the unit. Tell me what you think of him. Are you going to use him in the Grand Campaign? I think he's got some really interesting rules sets to him. I like the buffs. I like not having to use power to cast these spells. They're just there. One of the things to note is on the campaign, he gives, because he's a very religious man, he's the leader of the religion, he can give flagellants, which are the dude's crazy frenzied guys that came out in the DLC. He gives them plus damage and plus charge bonus. So that's really useful if you're going to go for that flagellants units, because they are quite fun to use. Keep that in mind when you're using this Volkmar, because take 2 or 3 units of those and they'll be even better than they were before. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Go and check out all my other guides. I'm doing everything from all the DLCs and the original game, every unit, bloody blah, you know by now. And I'll see you bright and early in the next video. Thank you very much.